Hey, welcome back into today's video. I just woke up a little bit late, so you're gonna have a late video for today. But what I should say is good morning. Today's video, we're gonna be talking about Gabbie Hanna. She's done something that's made a lot of people upset, and when I saw it, it really upset me. It was very disrespectful. About 6 months ago, I did a video titled "The Truth About the Bianca Devins Murder." And if you guys aren't familiar, that the Bianca Devins murder was one of the most horrendous situations that I've seen online, where essentially she met a guy on a Discord game chat. They developed some sort of a relationship, and there was some jealousy involved where a murder took place, and this person made it very public online. It was a tragedy, and my heart still goes out to those affected. Gabbie Hanna did a video probably about 3 or 4 days ago, and it was how to be a TikTok e-girl. And everybody knows that Bianca Devins was, I don't want to say e-girl, but in the subculture of just the aesthetic of that and expression. So Gabbie Hanna is making this video and pulls up an article, a full-on article that shows Bianca Devins, and the disrespect was on another level. And as she's talking all in this upbeat voice, and she's showing this recently deceased young girl. And in the article, it talks about the horrendous murder. And I don't understand how, one, this could get by an editor. Two, she does not see this. I mean, she's looking at the article. She's commenting on what Bianca's wearing, her clothing, the shirt, hair. But how does she not see that she's reading an article from a tragedy? It blows my mind.
If I was this age, this would be me.
100%.
For sure. This outfit right here is straight up what I wore from 7th grade to college.
And now.
I do have that shirt.
Why don't you do clothes right now?
I want to do that last, because I feel like I want to style the clothes around the look.
Oh, vibes.
And also final reveal fun.
Tea.
They also all do that.
They do that. I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
So I was told that it wasn't blurred at first. It was only blurred after she received a ton of hate in the comment section of her video. But you can clearly read, it says the online presence of an e-girl is also what makes them targets of ridicule. When a 17-year-old named Bianca Devins was murdered. I mean, she has a legitimate murder article. She's pulling it up as examples for a video. How do you not see? How does one not see this? If you guys haven't seen, I did a video talking about the mentality. It was called "The Dark Psychology of Gabbie Hanna." More going over the situation, highlighting around the Jesse Smiles situation, and it talked about how Gabbie Hanna she's a projector. So she says that she doesn't like this or does this, and usually it's the things that she does herself. It's just projected outward. She says she doesn't like criticism. She doesn't like being toxic. She said she's the type of person that always says that she's a very happy person and that her life's so perfect. Usually people that say that usually happy people don't have to tell you that they're happy. Just from watching the situations that have unfolded around Gabbie Hanna, she is one of the most toxic personalities that I've seen on the internet, where how she can be happy to your face on video and then do all these crazy things. She promoted a scam on her channel and said that, and when people were upset about this scam, she said that people needed to manage their expectations. As a content creator, you don't promote things to your audience that you believe is a scam. You just don't do that. And if they are upset, you don't become defensive. you acknowledge the feelings and try to figure out what you can learn from the situation if you've done something wrong. She's always very, very defensive. Now, I don't believe she said anything about this Bianca Devin situation, but let's look at some comments in this video. So we're just going to pretend the girl in the article isn't a murder victim. Got it. Bro, you do realize that Bianca was literally murdered by some weirdo and you're just breezing over it. You are so sadly unaware it's gross. Pay attention because that's extremely disrespectful to her. Do better. Another person tags the Times, says, I can't believe you couldn't find any other example of e-girls from millions of TikTok users than someone who was murdered. The fact you don't even acknowledge the fact that the poor girl was murdered says a lot about you. Most of the comments on this video are saying the same thing. Like I said, I can't wrap my mind around how somebody can just overlook this huge fact and just, it doesn't make any sense to me. And then I got to think about the type of things that Gabbie Hanna's done over the course of her career. It seems like she lives in her own little world and that she doesn't care who she hurts. Like she only focuses on herself. I don't, at the risk of upsetting people when I say it does seem very narcissistic, I'm not trying to diagnose, but it does seem very, very, very selfish. And just the way she outwardly projects herself in these situations, overlooking these terrible, terrible things, it just, like I said, it just really tells a lot about her. There was a recent situation that YouTuber Angelica Oles, if I mispronounced that, I do apologize, where she was in a gym and she was doing these different kind of awkward poses publicly around other people in the gym. And when fans reached out and people in general to give her a little bit of criticism, where most YouTubers, even myself, when I post things, I try to step away from social media. She's very, very defensive and quick to just try to paint herself as doing nothing absolutely wrong and not taking criticism at all, and definitely has a problem with criticism, and we'll talk about that in just a second. As you can see, somebody comments and says, I feel like if you were single, you would make a bitter, dramatic Instagram story complaining about these exact types of couples in the gym. I agree with this, but she responds and says, well, I've been publicly single on the internet for 6+ years and I've never once complained about couples at the gym or cute couples at all, but go off, my guy. This person goes on to say, sure, I'll give you that, but you really don't think single you would have a different attitude seeing this in your gym? Either way, it seems some of your audience agreed with me. Although if I saw this at my gym, I'd be pretty uncomfortable. I think most people would be if people were doing any sort of just PDA and different things like that. Gabbie goes on to say, no, because I go to a private gym where we've all seen each other almost every day for years and we're all friends and blank around. But either way, I don't care what other people do or get bitter because someone has something I don't. That's called jealousy and is a wasted emotion. This is a very common trend with Gabbie. She goes and talks about how she's not bitter and she's not jealous and turns around and is that exact way. This person really nails the hammer on the head of the hammer on the nail. A pattern of responding defensively to valid constructive criticism because it's not hate, to present the reality that other people are likely internally uncomfortable watching you climb your boyfriend while trying to work out regardless whether they know you, is called being a toxic person. Angelica goes on to comment saying,
and the fact that she was like, no, I would never be uncomfortable while they do that, but that is something Gabbie Hanna would be uncomfortable about if she was single, and she would make a whole Instagram story going, you know what, I hate these couples that climb on top of each other. Like, just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean your outlook should change.
But looking at it retrospectively, if this was another YouTuber that done this exact same thing, and you could bet your biscuits that Gabbie Hanna will be right there popping off about it on Twitter, saying that this person was a horrible person because they used a murder victim's picture and as an example of e-girl and all this stuff. So we can't expect any type of apologies or anything like that, but as interesting as this is, there's always something that's more interesting to me. That's right, you guessed it. I want to know what you think, so why don't you go ahead and leave your creative and interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up for this, like, as always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. And generally, that's something that just makes me highly just angry, because when I covered this story, man, the pictures that were released during the time of that murder, they were very public on social media, and I was unfortunate to see them. And it's something that was, I'll never be able to forget what that looked like. And when I heard about this was brought to my attention by some Rep Squad members on Facebook and then somebody else on Twitter. It just brought that up again, and it just triggered me, really. So what I would like to see is for her to just take that part out of her video altogether, rather than just blur the face. It needs to be taken out altogether because it's disrespectful. Maybe a public apology, but I doubt that we would see something like that from Gabbie Hanna. Other than that, on a positive note, I was going to do a video talking about mental health today, but I might save it for tomorrow. But just in general, I was going to talk to you guys about something that I saw. It was like an article, and it was where this dude was discussing how, and I didn't know this either, some people, you know, the inner monologue in your head where it's like, I could personally, I can have full-blown conversations with the thoughts in my head. Some people can't do that, and that blows my mind. And it's like you ever go watch a movie and it shows the people thoughts talking out loud, and it's like you can hear the inner dialogue while they're thinking about something. There's some people that hear that and they're like, man, I wish that was real. And it obviously it is. The majority of us have that inner voice in our head, and we can talk about things, have full-blown conversations in the mirror about just things. Some people cannot do that. They don't even know it exists, and it's like a whole realm of thought that just blows my mind because I did not know that. So I guess my question to you is, do you have that inner monologue in your head? And if you don't, tell me what your experience with that is. Head over to the Repzilla Facebook page, DM me. I want to know more about it. It's very interesting. I'm probably going to do a full-blown video about that. And I've seen a connection that ties into mental health that might make for an interesting conversation. But also I want to thank my patrons. I really appreciate your guys' support as always. Your names are on the screen here. And if anybody wants to make any fan art, go ahead and send it my way. You can put it on the Repzilla Facebook page as well, or you can tweet it to me, or even on Instagram. I'll start putting them at the end of my videos as well. And that's another way to show that you're repping your front, repping your Greg. And how you do that, I gotta subscribe, notifications turn on, be in the comment section for every single video because I'm gonna be there. Greg the Cat's gonna be there, and the rest of the Repzilla community as well. And I expect to see you there too because this channel loves you. Man, I did not know that some people don't have that inner dialogue. Crazy.